Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Let's get to the news all right. Browns fans, buckle up because we're diving into a story that's been stirring up a lot of chatter across social media, talk radio, and just about every corner of Cleveland football fandom. It's not every day you see a suggestion as bold as this. Someone proposing the idea of the Cleveland Browns hiring Bill Belichick as their next head coach. Yeah, you heard that right. Bill Belichick, the legendary Patriots coach, possibly leading the Browns. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Is that even realistic? Well, according to some voices in Cleveland, particularly from ESPN Cleveland Radio, it's a conversation worth having. Let's set the stage here. The Browns are currently sitting at a disappointing 2-7 record, and it looks like the end of the road might be coming sooner rather than later for head coach Kevin Stefanski. The buzz is that, unless something drastic happens, both Stefanski and general manager Andrew Berry could be shown the door once this season wraps up. Cleveland fans are well aware that the team has been in a kind of limbo, building, rebuilding, and still searching for that consistent winning formula. The franchise's history has been a roller coaster, with hopes rising and falling faster than a touchdown pass in the fourth quarter. But here's where it gets spicy. Tony Rizzo, one of the most recognizable voices on ESPN Cleveland, threw out a pretty controversial idea during his radio show. Rizzo said, "I'd go pick him up in North Carolina," referring to Bill Belichick. Now, for those of you who might not be familiar, North Carolina is where Belichick has been coaching the Patriots' offensive line lately, in a sort of semi-retirement role. Rizzo's comment was meant to be provocative, but it's also reflecting a sentiment that many Browns fans have been pondering. Would Belichick, with his legendary coaching mind, be the right guy to turn things around in Cleveland? Here's the thing. Belichick is undoubtedly one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. His track record with the Patriots, 6 Super Bowl titles, countless playoff appearances, and his ability to adapt and win in different eras makes him a coaching legend. But as many fans are quick to point out, he is also well past his prime. The last few seasons in New England have been marked by struggles, especially on offense, and some believe that Belichick's best days are behind him. His recent teams haven't looked as dominant as they once did, and many fans feel that his coaching style doesn't quite fit the modern NFL anymore. But here's where the debate heats up. Some fans think bringing in Belichick could be a quick fix, a splash move to energize the franchise and attract attention. After all, a coach of his stature commands respect, and he's known for turning around struggling teams. Yet, others believe that Cleveland needs to focus on developing a young, energetic coach who can grow with the team, someone like Brian Flores, who is currently the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. Flores is seen by many as a rising star, someone who has proven himself as a leader and a strategist, especially after his stint with the Miami Dolphins from 2019 to 2021. The argument is that Cleveland needs a coach who can build a long-term vision, not just a big name to sell tickets. The fans' reactions on Twitter have been pretty telling. Some are dismissive of the idea altogether. One user wrote, "Maybe if it was 2010, implying that Belichick's best days are long gone." Others are more blunt, saying, "He's cooked," pointing to his recent performances and hinting that Cleveland doesn't need a coach who's past his prime. There's also a recurring theme that Cleveland's personality needs someone with a little more fire and personality, like Tomlin, for example, who's known for his gritty, no-nonsense approach. Fans want someone who can match Cleveland's tough, blue-collar mentality, not someone who might be seen as a relic from the past. But let's be real here. Belichick's coaching prowess is undeniable. His defensive schemes, game management, and ability to get the most out of his players are still impressive, even if he's no longer the dominant force he once was. The question is whether Cleveland's front office would consider such a move, and whether Belichick himself would be interested. Rumors and reports suggest that he could attract interest from other NFL teams this offseason, including the New York Giants, but Cleveland is definitely in the mix for teams looking for experienced leadership. Now I want to talk a little about what Cleveland really needs right now. The Browns are in a bit of a rebuilding phase, and the focus has to be on finding a quarterback who can be the franchise guy. With Deshaun Watson's struggles this season, it's clear that the team needs stability at that position. A new coach, especially one with Belichick's pedigree, might bring some immediate credibility, but if the quarterback situation isn't addressed properly, it won't matter who's coaching. The defense, however, has been a bright spot at times this season, showing flashes of the tough, disciplined Browns defense we all love. Players like Myles Garrett continue to be anchors on that side, and a coach with a defensive background like Belichick could leverage that strength. But it's also worth mentioning that Cleveland's roster needs a complete overhaul in some areas, particularly on offense, where they've struggled to put points on the board consistently. The offensive line, the wide receivers, and the quarterback position are all areas that need attention, and hiring a coach who is just a big name without the ability to develop young talent might not be the best approach. Looking at the bigger picture, Browns fans are rightly hungry for stability and success. The franchise has a rich history, and there's a deep desire to see the team finally reach its potential. The playoffs are a must, and a Super Bowl is the ultimate goal. To get there, Cleveland needs the right leadership, both in the coaching staff and in the front office. Whether that means sticking with Stefanski and trying to build around him, or bringing in a veteran like Belichick for a short-term boost, remains to be seen. But what's clear is that the conversation about Belichick has made waves, and it's got fans thinking about the possibilities, no matter how unlikely they may seem. In the end, Cleveland's future depends on more than just hiring a legendary coach. It's about building a cohesive team, drafting the right players, developing young talent, and making smart strategic moves. But for now, the speculation about Belichick adds an intriguing layer to the ongoing saga of Browns football. Fans are eager to see what the front office will do and whether they'll make a bold move that could reshape the franchise. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal.